the guard spots. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Brooks in at the 3 slot. And for the Suns, Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point. Now here's Paul. To the paint. Crowder kicks to Booker. Just 5 to shoot. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Terrific talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Now here's Paul. Following the miss by John Morant. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Wound up there for Allen. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And early in the game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And so it's Crowder with it. They'll bring it up for Phoenix. Paul looking around. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Booker inside, working on Allen. Here's Crowder. The rebound by Anderson. And it's Memphis on the break. Goes up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It's his first trip to the line. The first free throw is good. And Allen drops them both.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
To the inside. Here's Crowder. Passes it to Ayton. Now, here's Bridges. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off target from 3-point range.
They're struggling here early. 1 for 5 now. The D has them bottled up so far.
Brooks with the bucket.
And this guy is a gamer. Brooks, I mean, you have to admire how competitive he is, even amongst aggressive coverage.
Pass to Bridges. Down low. It's tipped. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Brooks with it. Chris Paul covering. Here's Allen. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Jay Crowder. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here. And Allen drops them both. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Morant against Paul. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Allen against Booker. Bridges with the steal. And now the Suns, a fast break. Paul's running. Chalk up 2 there.
Look at the versatility of Paul. I mean, he can lead the break for you. He can finish. He can be a decoy. Such a tough matchup.
Morant outside. Anderson passes to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. 1:43 left to play here in the first. Crowder finds Bridges. Shot clock at 6. And he drops it in from the low post. Memphis leading. Morant with it. Bridges covering. Bridges with the steal. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Suns, Sharch has checked in for Crowder. Johnson comes in for Mikal Bridges. And it's Payne in for Paul. Now here's Booker. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Clippers.
Not just an outside shooter. Booker is also skilled at getting it done from that area as well.
Here's Jackson. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Now here's Payne. Guarded by Morant. On the wing, Johnson. The feed to Booker. It's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. One-on-one fast break. Here's Morant. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
So good at making plays in the open floor, whether Morant's running the break or finishing.
To the middle. Stolen by Jackson. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Morant.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Here's Payne. That one doesn't drop. Morant with some nice D. Good D by Booker. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 4. After this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Johnson is out there with Frank Kaminsky. Then it's Payne. Then it's Dario Saric. And it's Carter in at the 2. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Pass to Johnson. Three-pointer. Grizzlies with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
Well, you know, the ball movement was lacking, and you know things got stagnant. That's why that offense looked so off.
Carter right side. The shot, no good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Back to Morant. He dishes it to Jackson. Johnson with the defensive effort.
He's not an easy man to stop, and he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
Pulls up. And Winslow pulls it down.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
And finished off by Morant.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Carter outside. Phoenix needs to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Ja Morant. And the Suns here with a different look. Crowder, he's checked in for Saric. Torrey Craig comes in for Johnson. Langston Galloway's checked in for Carter. And it's Paul in for Cameron Payne. Winslow kicks to Brooks. The pass to Tillman. And that one is stuffed right through.
An improved playmaker who does a solid job distributing the rock. Don't sleep on Brooks' vision.
Passes to Galloway. Greg, with your son getting drafted, you join the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duo.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son's a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad that's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Clark, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And there, Clark showing a little burst, trying to create some offense. He has the athleticism, and the defense isn't necessarily expecting it.
Ayton, he's checked in for the Suns. Bridges comes in for Crowder. Paul outside. 1:49 left in the first half. It's good.
Exceptional instincts from the clever guard, Paul. I mean, reading the D, making the right pass.
Pass to Winslow. Back to Allen. Memphis moving it around. Pass to Winslow. Knocked away. Bridges with the steal. Stolen by Brooks. And here they go. And the rejection by Ayton.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Now, John Morant says in an era of 5-star recruits, he was a no-star recruit coming out of high school. And that put that big chip on his shoulder. Now he has "beneath no one" tattooed on his arm. And he says, my dad always told me that I was trained to go. Basically, that I'm built for the moment. And guys, his time is now.
Sure is, D.A. Thank you. Here's Allen. Got a hand on it. Ball against Clark. Up again.
And these are the shots you want Ayton taking. He's just so smart on offense.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ayton against Allen. The pass to Tillman. He feeds it to Clark. Craig pulls it in.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Oh, Ayton in position. Stolen by Winslow. And stolen by Ayton. Inside. Stolen away. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that'll...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Here's Morant taking a look at the Grizzlies. Morant now in at the guard spots. Anderson is out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And then Morant slams it in.
Are you for real? Morant, way up. That move is fire.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Memphis leading by 6. Here's Morant. Yep, that one goes in there. Morant's got 8 points.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Paul outside. From deep. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. And about a minute of action so far in the 3rd quarter. Valanciunas finds Morant. Lays it up off the glass. And it's a 10-point Grizzly lead.
But just another example of why you run plays through Morant. I mean, he makes great decisions with the ball in his hands.
Paul passes to Bridges. To the middle. Here's Booker. Ayton trying to break free. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Here's Brooks. The shot off that time. And Phoenix will come the other way.
Wow, that's their first shot of the half that hasn't found a mark. It's been a good start for them.
Booker looking around. Oh, Ayton in position. And yes, it's good. 6 points for him.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Allen kicks to Morant. Feeds it to Valanciunas. Allen up top, dishes it to Brooks. Shot clock at 5. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And what an incredible shot in the arm for this franchise. The opportunity to draft a potential superstar in Ja Morant, and they had only a 6% chance of landing that number 2 overall pick.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Here's Payne. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. They've had a lot of good players come through Memphis over the years, GA, but probably no one with Morant's upside.
He has future league MVP potential. Once the three-point shot is consistent, once he cuts back on the turnovers, I just don't know how you stop it.
Kaminsky inside. Jackson on him. Puts it up from 12. That one rolling around and rims out. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Down low. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Well, this is the attitude Anderson brings. A selfless player who loves giving it up to his open guys.
Carter finds Sharich. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
Well, I just like the all-around game Sark possesses. I mean, it translates well this day and age. He's a big man who can do it all. Score, pass, rebound, defend. He's tough.
From the line, they get it back. Jackson, the second effort, and he sinks the layup. Jackson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Grizzlies.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow. And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Anderson passes to Tillman. Payne in the post, covered by Winslow. 1:19 left to play in the third. Back to Payne. With the floater, Kaminsky. Great positioning on the putback.
He's so intelligent around the rim. Kaminsky found a way to own that possession.
To the inside, here's Jackson.
And despite that funky delivery, Jackson Jr. has become one of the more lethal three-point shooters in this league, no matter the position.
Give his father a lot of credit. He and his mom, it's in his DNA. I played with his father in Washington, and he was a knockdown, deadly shooter, champion with the Spurs as well. Now, as far as Jackson Jr., he's already shooting around 40% from beyond the arc. That's an incredible number for a player his age. It makes the Grizzlies very difficult to match up with defensively.
Craig pulls it in. Suns trail by 9. Here's Johnson, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Johnson's got his first points of the night.
Gets behind the D on the break, and the passes, I mean, it's there waiting for him.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. The 17-footer. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Grizzlies lead by 9.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
To the paint. Here's Sharich. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Sharich has got 5 points in the quarter.
But you got to respect the interior game of Sark. I mean, he's solid at using his size to his advantage down there.
Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Memphis Grizzlies. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be back with you shortly. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. They've got 8. Bridges out there with Jake Crowder. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Galloway in at the 2-guard spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. And Phoenix making a change here. Paul's checked in. And that one misses.
You know, so much hype around Aiden. Has that rare combination of NBA-ready body, productivity, and upside.
Passes it to Morant. And he uses the glass on the layup. Morant's got 10 points here in the second half.
With the second half he's having, I mean, his field goal percentage is way up there.
And here is Paul. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Brooks against Paul. Brooks kicks to Morant. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Memphis. And it's Paul with the ball for Phoenix. 7-point differential. It's Crowder on the wing. From past the arc. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Paul against Morant. Allen outside. Pass to Valanciunas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
He moves around the court well for a big man. Valanciunas, he's showing off the mobility.
First free throw is good.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Paul outside. On the wing, Booker. Six to shoot. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Allen kicks to Morant. The feed now to Valanciunas. Count that bucket. And it's 6 points for Valanciunas.
Reliable at executing in screen and rolls. Valanciunas, he excels at taking what he sees in these sets.
Here's Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
Pass to Morant. That one, no good. Now the Suns take it the other way. Paul outside. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Morant. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Oh, it's been all about Ja tonight. I mean, he can score in many different ways.
Paul right side. Shoots over Morant. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Paul.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Morant reaches to Allen. The pass to Valanciunas. Kicks to Morant. And foul on the ship. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I had a chance to listen to what Monty Williams discussed with his players. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Grizzlies.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
Yeah, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And they're going to bring this season series to an end with a very nice victory here today. These teams spent a lot of time on the floor together this year.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Ja Morant.
He had a plan for how to attack the D. He executed and never let up. Relentless offensive basketball.
And it's Phoenix with the rebound. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break, here we go. Offensive rebound, Morant outside. Second chance shot, good.
And they came in determined to take.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Chris.
welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A beautiful day as it usually is here in Phoenix. And we've got a moment now to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for DeAndre Ayton.
In the last few months, the rebounding has sort of taken a bit of a dive for him, and a lot of factors could be the cause, but it's a trend that coach would probably like to see him reverse.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in at the 2 guard. And for the Suns, Booker and Bridges are the wings. Ayton is out there with Jay Crowder, and it's Paul in at the point guard. And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Here's Leonard, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And it's a really delicate balance for some teams at this point, trying to keep guys rested and ready for the playoffs, but also, Steve, not wanting to lose their momentum.
So true, and there's much more of a focus on that now. Balancing the workload across all 12 guys is almost a science at this point.
Now here's Booker, coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. George with the ball. Bridges covering. Jumps up, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
And the pass to Bridges. That shot off. Good work defensively by Morris. And it's George finishing it off.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Suns. It's a 3-point game. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, they got into a terrific flow offensively, but a lot of that.
Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one. Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Jackson. Again, Los Angeles.
Did you see the game plan is working already? 4 straight makes to start this one.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And they double up Paul. Pass to Booker. Bridges against Jackson. Here's Crowder.
And when Morris is playing with intensity like this, his defense can really shine through.
So for the Suns, Sharch has checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Johnson comes in for Bridges, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
Kaminsky is checked in for Crowder. Kicks it out to Booker.
And because of that high basketball IQ he possesses, Booker takes great shots, and he knows the value of the mid-range game.
To the inside. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the basket by Kaminsky.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Down low, Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
Boy, Rondo's a handful in pick-and-roll sets. Always finds the right angle.
Booker outside. A minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 15-4 run. The 3 from George. Rebounded by Kaminsky.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To the middle. Cousins against Sharich. And let's go quickly to the 2K leaderboard to see the ratings of the best passing two guards in basketball. Second is Paul George.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. I mean, they can all create their own shot, but their superb ability to set up teammates really stands out.
Offensively, the two guards are so advanced. Their passing is the extra dimension that gives them the leg up on your typical NBA shooting guard.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for Johnson. Langston Galloway comes in for Devin Booker, and it's Carter in for Payne. Carter finds Sharich. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And how about capitalizing there in close? Saric has the touch to take advantage from just about anywhere.
Rondo looking over the floor. Pass to Batum. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his fourth assist in this one. Suns trail by 9. Carter kicks to Galloway. Out to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Sharich, that's good. Sharich has got 6.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Rondo. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
We've got Bridges. Ayton is out there with Carter. And it's Craig in at the 4 slot. So that's the Suns 5 as we get into the second quarter. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Suns. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Marcus Morris comes in for Luke Kennard. 5 on the clock. Here's Paul. The Suns need to get a shot off, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And the Suns making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Clippers leading by 7. Jackson looking it over. Outside Leonard. The 3. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Ball against Jackson. Oh, Ayton in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the impressive reach of Ayton. Lob it up his way, and he'll take care of the rest.
On the wing, Jackson, defended by Paul. Jackson passes to Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Galloway. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And taken away by Paul. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Suns, Johnson, he's checked in for Mikal Bridges. Devin Booker comes in for Langston Galloway. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. And the rejection by Cousins. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
This is what Cousins gives you. Good recognition, the ability to make plays for his teammates.
Pass to Booker. flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the one pick or the second pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Clock at 6. Crowder with the steal. Johnson inside. Leonard's there. Ayton kicks to Crowder. Six to shoot. Booker outside. Lets it go with a 3. The Clippers grab the miss. The Suns beat them last time these two teams met in Phoenix.
You got to give them an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
Yes, out on the road, it's hard to overcome missed opportunities, even when you're playing hard.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Leonard with no one around. Offensive rebound. Morris inside. He's guarded by Johnson. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Leonard with the steal. Here's Jackson. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Phoenix. Booker against Jackson, and Ayton throws it down.
Impressive at using the pick and roll. Ayton slips well to the basket after setting that screen.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
You got to give them an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
Yes, out on the road, it's hard to overcome missed opportunities, even when you're playing hard.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Sweet find there by Booker. All eyes on him with the ball, and Devin understands that. That has a nice feel for giving up the rock.
Inside. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
Booker outside. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
There's the pass to Leonard. That one's not going to go.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie, right out of the gates, it was the Clippers setting the tone. Tenacious on both ends of the floor. They took and
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for the Clippers right now, Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. Jackson dishes to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
One thing about Kawhi, when he's driving, he eats up real estate fast with those long strides.
A 3 from Morris. Kicks it out to Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. Tries again. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 3rd assist on the night. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his third foul of the game. Phoenix making some changes. Saric is checked in for 8. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Crowder, and it's Carter in for Devin Booker. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Batum comes in for Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. The putback, it's good on the putback. Patterson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Paul against Rondo. Paul with the buckets. Paul's got 4 points this quarter.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Outside Rondo. The tray. Saric grabs the board. The Suns have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Pass to Bridges. Now here's Saric. Zubac's defending. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Saric.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Rondo against Paul. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
And stolen by Patterson. Dishes it to Batum to the inside. And Rondo gets it to go on the assist by Batum. And the Clippers lead by 14.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And it's Carter missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Kennard, the bounce pass. Poked loose. And Batum kicks to Patterson. Kept alive. Pass to Kennard. Now here's Rondo. Here's Patterson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Patterson welcomes contact inside. He's looking to get to the line down there.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And so far this season, shooting at a 75% clip from the line.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Ayton inside. Leonard's there, and it's Ayton missing. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
You have to give it up for Kawhi right now. He is wearing out the defense.
Here's Galloway. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Just 5 on the clock. And that one drops for him.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Passes it to Leonard. Back to George. Unloads. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
The activity level from Patterson is what makes him such an impact on the floor.
Here's Galloway. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Los Angeles. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Jay Crowder, Evan Booker out there with Payne. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. And it's Craig in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for Phoenix.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue. And quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting. You know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV someday. We saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about.
Booker with it. Leonard picks him up. The second effort, and he'll shoot free throws here. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Zubats is checked in for Los Angeles.
The all-around game Paul George possesses is so special. His versatility is what makes him so valuable.
Payne can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
The deep 3 from George. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Payne passes to Ayton. Payne in the post, guarded by Jackson. Payne can't hit. Clippers leading by 19 points. It's stolen. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Crowder with the ball. No good from Booker.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Leonard, a good look. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
To the paint, it's stolen by Morris. Leonard on the wing. And stolen by Ayton. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Payne can't hit. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Suns have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. He gets that one.
Not just an outside shooter. Booker is also skilled at getting it done from that area as well.
Jackson from long range. The Clippers rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. Outside Jackson. Drills the three-pointer.
You know, a little inconsistent from deep when he first entered the league. Jackson now an emerging three-point threat.
Payne dishes to Ayton. Payne passes to Booker. To the middle. Shot clock at 6. No good. Shot missing. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
Get Leonard.
Booker against Leonard. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Clippers.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Leonard.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Smith checked in for Jay Crowder. Langston Galloway comes in for Booker. And it's Carter in for Chris Paul. In the corner, Farrell. Back to Rondo. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 5 to shoot. Here's Oturu. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Clippers lead by 21.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home. Total team effort. Big win on the road.
Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Now the pass to Mann. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now.
The hustle, the energy. I like when Saric gets after it and does his best to affect shots.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were, all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The downtown skyline illuminating the night here at our broadcast location, Memphis, Tennessee. Hi, everyone. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Ja Morant.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at the true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Jackson. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Kyle Anderson is out there with Dillon Brooks. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that one's good, George. And tonight, a battle between conference rivals. These teams, Brent, know each other very well.
There are very few surprises for either opponent tonight in this game, Kevin. I think they actually send Christmas cards to one another. They know each other that well. Who is going to execute when it matters? That's going to be the difference.
Here's George. He's coming off a 25-point game against Phoenix. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. George has got 5.
Well, an accurate three-point shooter. Paul George can get it going from distance.
Morant against Jackson. Pulls it up. And it's Morant missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Yeah, Paul George, no problem pulling up well behind the three-point line to knock him down.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. Jackson with the bounce pass. Morris, no good. The Grizzlies have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today, and it's good for 2. Anderson's got his second basket of the game.
Anderson finishing through contact. I like to see him make the mid-air adjustment to get that ball off.
It's Jackson with the drive. Outside, George. And the 3 off target. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Allen outside. Poked away. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. Now, here's Rondo. Outside, Batum. Leonard finds Batum. Here is Rondo. 6 to shoot. George passes to Batum. From deep. That's good for George on the assist from Batum. George has got 11 points.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Rondo against Morant. Here's Jackson. Another shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Back to Leonard. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Down low. Here's Rondo to the right side. Leonard the pass to Cousins. Morant with the steal. And finished off by Morant.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Now here's Rondo. 9-point game his last outing. Outside Leonard. There's a minute left in the first quarter. Just 4 to shoot. Nobody near George. And a miss there on the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look
too often.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Rondo against Morant. Here's man. Rondo finds Kennard. Here's man. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. The Clippers on top. They're up by 2. Live from the FedEx Forum.
Detention at the school because I never followed rules.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
Pretty prime example here of how to space the floor and do it correctly. When you do it, that's the kind of thing that happens.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Anderson at the small forward and Jackson at the 4. Rest is Winslow out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Tillman in at the 5. Here's Brooks. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Brooks has got his first bucket in this one.
Winslow out there surveying and finds the open man.
Outside Jackson. Kennard on the wing. Here's Patterson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game, a loss to Portland. Brooks finds Winslow. He shoots again. Outside for Jackson. Here's Brooks. From down in the low post, it goes. Brooks has got the lead up to 2 now for the Grizzlies. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now Jackson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix. Here's man, defended by Anderson. Jackson with the bounce pass. Stolen by Brooks. For the finish. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
And how about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
Kennard kicks to Jackson. And that one goes long.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
So many people know your story, born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people you know has its pros and cons. Right. But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Batum with the ball. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Jackson. Jackson against Batum. Man passes to Batum. And the dunk by Batum.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Allen kicks to Valanciunas. Passes to Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Rondo looking around. Pass to George. Clock at 6. And here's Batum. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Zubac, the pass to Batum. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. 1:14 left to play here in the second quarter. And here's Morant. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
Clippers trail by 3. Outside, George. Pass to Zubac. Back to George. Outside for Rondo. And there's the pass to George. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. 35 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Morant passes to Allen. They double him with George. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Now here's Leonard. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And finished off by Leonard.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
And that one's good. Morant.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Grizzlies lead by 3. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. Their biggest deficit was 6 points in the opening period. They got motivated in that second quarter. The deficit they were staring at turned into a 3-point lead in the locker room. Kenny, what was your take on Memphis?
Man, that's been a great offensive.
And that does it for our halftime show.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson, and it's George in at the shooting guard position. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him.
George is not settling for low percentage plays right now. He's putting the defense in a really tough position.
Morant against Jackson. Here's Morant. 9 points in the game so far.
And, you know, we talk so much about Morant's athleticism, but his feel for the game equally as effective.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. At the elbow, it's George. And it's Memphis on the break. Allen leading the charge. 2 points. That one goes. And now a 5-point Memphis lead.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Jackson from long range. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And finished off by Morant.
Yeah, when Morant gets it dialed up, he can be unstoppable. Just too many ways to score.
Over in the corner, Zubac. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Anderson has great vision as a point forward. Exceptional court awareness.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Zubac. Here's Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Sometimes you like to see guys go with the bounce pass, threading it through there perfectly.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Jackson against Morant. It's rebounded by Leonard.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in. Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had 1 in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second.
Outside, George. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Morant dishes to Allen. And Valanciunas now atop the key. Back to Allen. Launches it. And the Grizzlies get it back. That shot no good. Clippers trail by 5. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for it.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think 2 guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the 2 guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And the first one drops. And so he hits both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Outside Rondo. 1:15 left in the third. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. They get the rebound. And Anderson gets it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Clippers trail by 6. Outside Rondo. Inside. Here's Cousins. It's deflected.
Man, I saw that block coming from a mile away. Winslow really times that rejection perfectly.
Clock at 4. Kennard, the pass to Cousins. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. Ja Morant, he's checked in for Winslow. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And he's all over that shot, has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Morant finds Jackson.
And I like how Morant threaded the needle there. Just an excellent pass off that pick.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to man. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Jackson. For Memphis, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Both free throws good from Jackson. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 10. He's looking for Cousins and finds him, and the shot is good.
Cousins can.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We come back right after this. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And the Grizzlies leading by 10. They've got Jackson. He's out there with Brandon Clark, and it's Morant in at the line. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies.
With the handle and the acceleration, Morant moves around the court with the ball on a string.
Kennard kicks to Batum. Back to Kennard. On the wing, Batum. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in, and that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the Grizzlies with possession here. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Here's Morant. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
The explosiveness on the drive. Morant just attacks the D with aggression.
And the first one at the line is good. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena.
You got to close off those avenues to Morant. Once he gets in one, he is focused on dropping the hammer.
Outside Leonard puts up a 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Morant against Jackson. Here's Valanciunas. Here's Morant. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Jackson with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Now Jackson. Outside Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside for Jackson. Fires the 3. Valanciunas grabs the board. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Allen's shot is off.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
A shot by Batum, no good. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Lobbed up there for Allen. Out to Morant from outside the arc. Morant with another miss.
Well, he definitely forced that shot, guys. He had plenty of time to adjust himself and kick the ball out and look for a better shot. Have to give credit to the defense there, too.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's George in for Luke Kennard. Yep, that one goes. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
You see the court awareness Morant has. Outstanding at keeping his teammates involved with good looks.
And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Jackson. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Out to Brooks. Anderson in the post, covered by Morris. Valanciunas, good.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Outside Jackson in the corner. George with it. Right wing. The rebound by Anderson. And so Morant will bring it up for the Grizzlies. He kicks to Brooks. Back to Morant. Off target with his 3. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Grizzlies.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments I thought for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so checking out their record tonight, it'll mark win number 32 overall.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split 2 games apiece.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Ja Morant.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Morant looking around. From deep 3-point range, can't get it to fall. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The mighty Mississippi River carving. And here we can check out the story for Chris Paul.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the 1. And for Memphis, Morant now in at the guard spots. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Anderson. And it's Brooks in at the 3.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You know, the playoffs are right around the corner, Greg. Do you think any of these teams change their approach for playoff contenders?
Kev, you know, goal number 1 is health. I mean, outside of that, you're looking at seeding. You're trying to fine-tune, but you want to just get it dialed in and get ready for what's about to be a marathon run, you hope, in the postseason.
Find that fine-tuning.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
A shot by Paul, no good. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. And it's Phoenix's ball. To the middle. Here's Ayton. The shot misses. Nice D from Valanciunas. For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Rejected by Booker. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. Morant against Paul. Morant drives in.
The explosiveness on the drive. Morant just attacks the D with aggression.
Memphis shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Paul outside. There's the 3. And again, it's the Suns missing.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Anderson passes to Valanciunas, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I like the physicality on that play by Jonas Valanciunas. Simply powers through the contact, showing he can give it as well as take it.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Clippers. Oh, Ayton in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Elite athleticism from Mr. Ayton. No doubt on the dunk.
Morant against Paul. Now here's Morant. Tight defense on him. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now here's Paul. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Out left to the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Ayton dishes to Paul. Fires for 3. Offensive rebound. And Ayton stays with it.
This guy, a relentless force on the glass. DeAndre Ayton going to work and getting the putback.
Morant passes to Allen. From downtown. The shot. No good. Now the Suns take it the other way.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Allen against Paul. Good. Nice job down low.
Boy, I love Chris Paul's ability to work on the interior. Tenacious, crafty. Few players his size have done it better.
Grant. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Shooting for Memphis.
And he makes the first. So both teams making some changes here. Both free throws good from Morant.
And as good as Morant's been, there's still plenty of upside. One of the younger players to enter the draft in 2019.
Now here's Payne. He had 15 points last outing. Makes it off the glass. And 1:01 left in the first. Morant scanning the floor. From about 16, rebound by the Suns.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
And Carter has it in the corner. 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Back to Payne. From the arc. And Winslow pulls it down. Clark inside. Out to Morant. Launches a three, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for Memphis. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Memphis, we've got Justice Winslow. Clark is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Tillman in at the 5 spot. Here's Payne following the score by Memphis. Shoots over Winslow. Payne can't hit.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
And it's Clark with the jam.
This is the mindset Clark has. He's opportunistic and really has an awareness of when to attack in transition.
Now here's Payne. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Clark into the lane. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Well, if you're Saric, just get yourself to the right spot. Put the ball on target, and he will deliver.
Now here's Winslow. Not a lot of room. Here's Jackson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Frank Kaminsky picks one up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Memphis shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Andre Ayton's checked in for Saric. Jay Crowder comes in for Kaminsky. And it's Devin Booker in for Cameron Payne. Now here's Booker. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Clippers.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Here's Anderson. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Brooks, the pass to Tillman. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Tillman's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Pass to Ayton. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Memphis making a change here. Allen's checked in. And the Suns making a change here as well. Paul's checked in. Outside Crowder. There's the lob to the hoop. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. Winslow finds Valanciunas. That one goes in.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Suns trail by 12. Ball outside. Over Winslow. That's tipped, and he gets it back. Second shot opportunity. That one off the back iron and out.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. So it's Phoenix now. The Grizzlies making the shot. On the wing, Brooks. Defended by Bridges. Brooks kicks to Winslow. Looking for Ayton. He gets it in there. Booker in the post. He's against Allen. Booker inside. Defended by Allen. Crowder against Valanciunas. To the paint. 4 on the clock. And it's Memphis on the break. Brooks has got the ball. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. 1:07 left in the second quarter. It's Allen on the wing. No good on the three. Suns trail by 14. Paul surveying the floor. Booker outside. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And you can see what he wanted to do there, but that was a tough giveaway.
And I think the intention doesn't always equal the result. Wrong play, wrong time.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Johnson comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Carter in for Paul. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Phoenix. Cameron Payne comes in for Devin Booker. And there's another turnover by the Suns.
Boy, not sure what happened on that one. Just an unforced error.
Memphis with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Morant with a wide open look. And again, Memphis no good. Suns trail by 14. Now Payne. On the wing, Johnson. There's 10 seconds left in the first half of the game. Kaminsky inside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
And so it's Memphis. Enjoy.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. The largest lead they had was 6 in the opening period. And that'll...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You have to like what you're seeing from Ja Morant.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Ayton is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Paul in at the point guard position. Paul, no one around him. No good from outside. And the Grizzlies leading by 14. Morant passes to Brooks. It's tipped.
Such a strong defensive player. Bridges understands I've got size and quickness. The rejection, yes, sir.
And that one's good. Morant's got 12 points in the game.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lobs it up for Crowder. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. The three from Morant.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
The kick out to Crowder. Passes it to Bridges. Back to Crowder. Not going to go that time. And the Grizzlies going the other way now.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Phoenix making some changes. Torrey Craig comes in for Jay Crowder. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Chris Paul. Morant reaches to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, to steal a line from you up high and down hard, Jonas Valanciunas. Go ahead, big fella.
Galloway. No good with the triple.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who was my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Pass to Morant. Here's Tillman, covered by Saric. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Morant passes to Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And last season, he made good on about 3 out of every 4 free throw attempts. And last time I checked, I think that's 75%.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Clark's checked in, and Phoenix also making a switch. Carter, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. Now here is Carter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Grizzlies.
And it's Morant at the elbow. Clark outside. Out to the right wing. Morant with it, working on Payne. It's good on the putback.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Suns have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Shoots from 12. Payne can't hit.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Morant outside. Looking to end his cold spell. Misses off the left iron.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
From 8. The Grizzlies pull it in. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. 34 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for Phoenix. Here's Payne. Lays it up and banks it in. Payne's got his 2nd bucket.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Morant outside. Good work there as it goes.
because he's so shifty and controls the pace. Morant can kill you in that mid-range area.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Brandon Clark is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Jackson in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Morant against Paul. There's the lob to Jackson. He doesn't hit that one.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
And finished off by Morant.
And that's big-time stuff there. Morant looking unafraid to go get those lobs and finish them.
Here's Paul. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Valanciunas comes in for Jaren Jackson. And Allen subbed in for Clark. And the Suns also making a change. Andre Ayton's checked in for Kaminsky. Crowder with the steal. That's good from Booker on the assist by Paul.
Well, just such a crafty offensive talent. Devin Booker working the mid-range. What doesn't he do?
Morant against Paul. Morant kicks to Allen. And the shot goes in.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Paul passes to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
There's a level of floor awareness that has always been innate to Chris Paul. What a pretty find.
Paul against Morant. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Brooks outside. 6 on the shot clock. Paul with the steal. And up the court come the Suns on the break. The putback. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Crowder against Morant. Shoots from the high post. They get it back. Valanciunas dishes to Morant. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Allen, that's good.
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
Paul outside. And the shot no good, a bit short.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Out to Brooks. Morant outside. The second chance effort. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Phoenix the other way now. Here's Crowder. Good. And a nice assist from Booker.
Well, that's the court awareness of Mr. Devin Booker. This guy increasingly becoming such a good passer.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Grizzlies.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Ja Morant.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Morant with it. Anderson right side. Shoots over Crowder. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Paul against Allen. Shoots the three. Allen with the rebound. Now here's Brooks. The pass to Morant. And Valanciunas kicks to Morant. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Paul outside. Oh, Ayton in position. That one misses. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for Anna's Thing.
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. And a quick look at some of the numbers for Chris Paul.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at the true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Al Paul. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. The shot's good from Paul. Lots of speed and athleticism on the floor tonight, Brent. What do you think could determine the outcome?
Well, if guys are going to play fast, Kevin, and guys are going to be up in the air, it's going to come down to very solid decision-making to see who it is that separates themselves in this one.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Zubac's no good.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
There's the triple. They get it again. Count it.
You know, if Ayton continues to play with that kind of effort, possession by possession, he's a real tough cover.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. And he banks in the layup.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Booker.
Well, Booker has established that he can score and now showing that he can play make.
And basketball in the blood for Devin Booker. I mean, his father, Melvin, started at the University of Missouri and played pro ball. Started in high school. Devin trained with his father, trying to follow his path.
Well, recognizing the size mismatch and then turns it into an easy basket there. They've got to do a better job with defensive help.
Now here's Booker. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. And they call an illegal screen here. And while we can, let's have a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who have been the most efficient scorers in the NBA this month. Third is Ivica Zubac. Fourth, DeAndre Ayton.
Both of these guys have been shooting with tremendous efficiency as the month has gone on. I don't know who's going to outdo who.
And we know the story. Booker moving from Michigan to Mississippi to live with his father and develop his skills.
And 4:30 a.m. alarms to train on the beach before the summer sun, getting to practice 2 hours early and staying late. Booker, not a freak athlete, so he had to work harder and drill the fundamentals.
Now here's Paul. He had 28 points in the win against the Clippers.
And guys, in addition to that scoring, he was absolutely tenacious on the defensive end. A complete two-way game for him. Finished with 3 steals, I think, and that was a difference maker.
And Crowder stays with it.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Here's George. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Suns in Phoenix. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Jackson against Ayton. Dishes it to Crowder. 5 on the clock. No good. Good work defensively by Morris. Leonard looking around. Wide open look here for Zubac. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Paul. Banked in off the glass. Paul's got 6. 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
So Paul George is great at breaking down the defense, and he does it with the pass that time.
Booker finds Bridges. Now Booker still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Zubac. Up again, and Ayton stays with it.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
Paul George right now one step ahead of his defender, using the old pump fake.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Carter, the pass to Šarić, and slam dunk by Šarić.
The defense not putting up much of a fight as Šarić gets to the rim.
Here's Rondo. And that does it for the first quarter. Phoenix ahead, up 4. We'll be back. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Rajon Rondo is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Batum, and it's man in at the 3 spot. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
Now here's Payne. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Great D that time from Batum. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. In the corner, Kennard with it. Here's Mann. The three-pointer, no good. Suns leading by 6. The shot by Carter, nobody around. That 3 off the mark. To the wing on the left. Here's Cousins. Rebound by the Suns.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Payne in the post. Defended by Batum. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. This one for 3. Cousins on the follow.
That's all boogie right there on the inside. The shot goes up. He knows where he needs to be and settles in nicely.
Carter against Kennard. Floats it up for Šarić.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Clippers trail by 6. Outside Rondo to the inside. It's stolen by Šarić. Carter with the 3. It doesn't go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand. Kennard's shot is off. It's Payne with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Suns. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Pass to Šarić. Rondo with the steal. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Mann. It's a hand on it.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Floats it up for Šarić. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
The coaching staff has to like that as he picks apart the defense there in the pick and roll play.
George looking around. 58 seconds left here in the second. Outside for Jackson. Patterson up top. Back to Jackson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Jackson's got his second basket.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Craig passes to Ayton to the wing right side. Back to Booker. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And George kicks to Jackson. Back to George. From deep. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Here's Galloway. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's a 10-point Suns lead.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And we finished one half of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to... For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. And...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Look at Chris Paul. What a contribution.
And, guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
And Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Booker and Bridges are the win.
Rabbit out of hat. As long as passes are in that area, Ayton's going to get up and go down.
Now here's Jackson. Now the pass to George. No good on the shot, and Phoenix will come the other way.
And Bones, Devin Booker capable of big nights. One of just a few players with multiple games of at least 59 points.
Well, he's always looking to put pressure on the defense, and he's got such a wide array of skills. Not only shooting the basketball, but has shown off more of his patience and playmaking ability as he moves through his career.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Chris Paul. Here's Morris. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Paul with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson, and that one is good. Bridges has got his first basket.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Leonard. Luke Kennard comes in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Phoenix also making some changes. Sharch is checked in for DeAndre Ayton. And it's Johnson in for Crowder. Now Paul. Rondo missing on the 3. Paul. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy 3 of 4 to start it off.
And stolen by Booker. Rondo with the steal. To the middle. And Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Floats it up for Saric. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got his first basket of the night.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Rondo bounce pass. Shot clock at 5. No good that time. Good work defensively by Paul.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Payne, he's checked in for Booker. Rondo against Paul. Here's Johnson. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Johnson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Rondo. It's deflected.
What instincts there as Saric is able to get in there and challenge his opponent.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. Patterson comes in for Marcus Morris. And for the Suns, Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Saric. Torrey Craig comes in for Johnson. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Paul. Bridges misses. Clippers trail by 18. Batum wide open, he fires. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's the Suns' ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. Here's Craig. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Outside, Batum. Cousins, the pass to Patterson. Rondo against Bridges. Rondo can't get it to go.
Give him a little credit. Take some guts to keep shooting if you're struggling this bad. It's getting a little bit ugly right now.
Pass to Kaminsky. And 1:01 left to play here in the third. Rondo with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Here's Kennard. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Orchestrating right now, Rondo should be playing with a baton.
Suns leading by 16. Payne with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Payne kicks to Craig. And the rejection by Cousins. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kennard. A different look for the Clippers. Leonard comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Ayton, he's checked in for the Suns. Carter comes in for Bridges. Carter drives in. To the paint. With the teardrop, Craig can't get it to go.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
Carter outside, takes a three. It's off. Fell through 3/4 of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And 1/4 to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Kennard is out there with Jackson, and it's Patterson in at the 5. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Puts one up from 19. No good from Booker.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Now here is George. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. and they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
The Clippers again turning it over.
Well, that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Luke Kennard. Johnson, he's checked in for Phoenix. Paul comes in for Langston Galloway.
Unselfish play of Chris Paul there, has a knack for knowing when to get his guys when they're wide open.
Jackson, and he banks in the layup.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Here's Ayton. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
It's one thing to get to your spots. It's another thing to shoot with that kind of rhythm. And DeAndre Ayton in one right now.
Jackson with it. Chris Paul covering. Morris into the lane. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Nobody near Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Phoenix. They led by as many as 18 points. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Zubac.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The free throw drops for Zubac. Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. Both shots good from the stripe.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Paul looking around. And the layup is good. And the Suns lead by 12.
Always been so tough is Paul. These types of finishes are definitely not easy.
Down low. Zubac no good.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Now here's Paul. Lobs it up for Crowder. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, so much deceptiveness about Chris Paul's game. The D doesn't know how to guard him right now in the pick and roll.
LA has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Jackson drives in. It's hauled in by the Suns. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. Passes it to Booker. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. 6 to shoot. Lays it up off the glass.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Suns.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And this victory will draw them even in the season series as it comes to a close.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Chris Paul.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates, and the wrecking ball on both ends.
Here's Jackson after the basket by Dario Saric. Here's Leonard, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Mikal Bridges picks one up.
He's one of the most uniquely built players in the NBA, and Kawhi Leonard draws contact often. I'm not sure he feels it, but he gets it.
And the Suns making a change here. Smith checked in for Jay Crowder. Torrey Craig comes in for Bridges. Langston Galloway's checked in for Booker. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. That shot off the mark. 7-second difference, shot and game clock.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Smith kicks to Sharich. Pass to Payne. Here's Craig. The Suns need to get a shot off. Sharich misses off the right iron. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Thank you,
David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it.